We're going to play this video clip real quick as Jade gets ready to share what happens when last Sunday night, Pastor Zach was preaching this, and while he was preaching, she went into a vision, a trance.
What you see happening in the world around you, this isn't unto death. What you see happening in the church world, this isn't unto death. This is for the glory of God. It may look like people are asleep. It may look like death is gripping the world. But resurrection, the resurrection and the life is on the scene. Resurrection. He said, I gotta go. He said, I gotta go because I gotta awaken Lazarus. It's time to go. I gotta awaken Lazarus. I don't know who it is, but God's walking in tonight and saying it's, woo! I gotta walk in somebody's room tonight, Jesus is saying, and awaken them. I gotta walk in tonight. It's your hour. It's your divine moment. I'm walking in, Jesus said, and raising up that thing that looks dead.
Woo!
Woo! Jesus.
I don't know if I can talk after that.
Woo! Who?
Okay, I'm Jade. I'm part of Mary's Song. I've been here for about for 5 months now. I told my testimony at the at the Mary Song banquet, and I told about this, my childhood, grew up in some abuse and some things like that, and just grew up feeling like I was never enough. Nothing I ever did was right. My dad didn't love me. My mom loved my brother and my sister more than me. I just wasn't enough. As I got older, witnessed a murder at the age of 14 of my best friend, and then went into addiction and things like that, trying to self-medicate the issues that followed. So fast forward some years, I get into IV heroin use. I went into a oppression for like a series of like 3 or 4 days. I don't remember being alive, but I was up and functioning. Came very close to killing my whole family and have no recollection of it. So my mom, I left in an ambulance and went to a mental facility. Whew. Jesus. And when I was there, my mom called her friend from Australia, and she said, hey, she's been on heroin for about 6 months and she's gonna die. Like, I need everybody that to be praying for her because she's gonna die. She's not gonna make it. And she's like, okay, I'm calling everybody, we're praying. So she calls my mom back a few days later, and she says, look, stop worrying, give it to God. She's not gonna die. She's like, I had a dream. There's a stage somewhere, and she's gonna stand on it, and she's gonna tell her testimony. She's not gonna die. Whew. And my mom was like, you don't know Jade. She doesn't talk in front of people, And she's like, I'm telling you, she's fine. She's gonna be fine. She's not gonna die. I know it was the Lord. She's gonna live. So a few years later, constant heroin use. I can't even count the detoxes and rehabs and things like that. Well, let's say about 2 months before I came to Mary's Song, I went through a series of overdoses, 6 overdoses in less than 6 weeks, 2 in 24 hours. Never had any medical attention, no EMS, no nothing. And the last time that I overdosed, all my organs shut down. I actually take thyroid medication because my thyroid never started operating again. Still, no medical attention. And this time I thought that I was alone. I woke up, I knew, I couldn't tell if I was dead or if I was alive. I remember looking around, being like, okay, like, is this, like, am I stuck in the middle? Like, what is this? I was freaking out. I was trying to feel. I couldn't feel my skin. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know, am I dead? Like, what is this? I got out of the vehicle. I was in a vehicle. Got out of my car, and I literally just started trying to run. Like, if I'm not dead, maybe I can run. Like, I was just freaking out, trying to figure out if I was dead or not. And so I run to my car, and I get in the car, and I flip the mirror down, and I'm like, okay, like, there's a body there. Like, I can see it in the mirror. You know what I mean? Like, there's something there. Maybe I'm not dead. I'm not dead. Whew. So when Pastor Zach was preaching the other night, let me rewind a little bit. Since I've gotten a Mary song, the Lord has put this song in my head. I would wake up singing it. Valleys deep and on mountain peaks, show me your glory. And this is how he showed me his glory in the valley. Jesus. Whew. So while he was preaching, he said, I'm testifying to somebody right now. And I thought, it's me. I knew it was. And, I'd already told my testimony on stage at the banquet, and which is crazy. And I went into this full-on, by the time I made it to altar call, I was in a full-on vision. This room wasn't here. And I was a bystander to my overdose. And I was watching it all happen. I was watching me. I mean, I saw myself dead. I was blue. Not in the vision in real life. When I came to, there was a man way far away. I could just see was a person. And I thought, surely that's the person that revived me, right? Well, in this vision, it was Jesus. And he wasn't far away. He was right there with me. I wasn't alone. And he was saying, come on, you got to get up. You got to get up. There's a stage waiting. You got to go tell everybody about me. And as I'm watching, I'm like, okay, Lord, like I know you're the one that saved me. Like I know that. There was nobody else. There's no other way. Nobody else has resurrection power. Like I know it was you. And I thought to myself, show me your glory. And at that moment in the vision, I'm running, trying to feel my body. And he gets out and he stops me. He's like, stop. If you want to see my glory, go look in the mirror. So all this time I'm thinking, I went and looked in the mirror to see if I was dead or alive. I went and looked in the mirror because the Lord told me to. Man. So lately, she asked me to share my testimony, and I'm like, Lord, you don't know who you're asking to speak on this stage. Like, I've never touched a microphone. I'm not enough. Pastor Rachel asked me one day to pray over one of the girls to receive her prayer language in School of Tyrannus, and I literally just got stuck, like, wait a minute, I'm not enough. And I would always get this overwhelming emotion. I still do. Whenever somebody asks me to talk about the Lord. So I asked him that night after the vision. I'm laying on the floor and I'm like, Lord, what is that feeling that I get? And he said, I am enough. So I'm telling Pastor Paris about this, and she's like, yeah, like Moses. But I have stammering lips. I'm slow to speech. I can't, da-da-da-da-da. And he says, you tell him I am sent you. So the person I was without him may not have been enough, but with the Lord, with I am, I'm enough. So so my mom and my family have prayed a lot for me, and save her. And I was, the Lord told me today, all this happened and you haven't even sat down to read the story of Lazarus again. And I'm like, duh, go read it. He's going to talk to you through that. And so it talks about how they were like, he's sick, save him.
Yeah.
Save him. And it says in John 11:14, it says, then he told them plainly, Lazarus is dead. And for your sake, I'm glad I wasn't there, because this will give you another opportunity to believe in me. Come, let's go see him. So, my dad has gotten saved since I've been here at Mary's Song. So for his sake, I went through addiction and I went through all these things, and he waited to the last minute to save me. And then the last bit of scripture I have is John 11:40. It says, Jesus responded, didn't I tell you? Woo. Didn't I tell you that you would see God's glory if you believed? His glory. Ooh, Lord. So they rolled the stone aside, the stone for the dead man. Then Jesus looked up to heaven and said, Father, thank you for hearing me. You always hear me, but I'm saying this out loud for the sake of all these people standing here so that they'll believe that you sent me. Ooh. Then Jesus shouted, Lazarus, come out. And Lazarus came out, bound in grave clothes, his face wrapped in headcloth. And Jesus told them, unwrap him and let him go.